What's going on, folks? Taking a look at Casper this morning. It is the 29th of April. Starting this video off, going to look at CoinMarketCap and show you something here relating to Casper. If you have not yet subscribed to the channel, go ahead and do so. A lot of the viewers not yet subscribed to our channel here. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button and join on in. So like I said, we're on CoinMarketCap. And we're going to scroll down here and we're looking at Casper. So we are, let's see here. Where is this? So all-time highs. We are 95% off the all-time highs. And according to market cap, $1.36 was the all-time high here, according to market cap. So 95% discount here for picking up Casper off the all-time highs. Very, very interesting. So I wanted to share that with you guys. Let's get back over to TradingView and look at some charts here. So Casper today continues its slide downward, down 3%. A couple of the areas on the chart that we had mentioned could be support. So far, not yet support. So we look for support to come in over here around these lows. So far has not happened, which also correlated with these other areas over here. And we've done this in prior videos and we'll do it again. You can basically draw boxes around these areas. Keep the wicks out actually, and you can see that that whole area price has broken out of that box, and you could actually confine that a bit more to something like this, and the price has broken below that box. So where is it heading? Well, we're going to take a look at two different things here and see what some of the potential is for Casper. Of course, we don't know where it will find support. We can just look at the areas on the chart and say, okay, there's a chance it could find support there, and so on. So obviously our first area, we would look for support to come back in Casper down in here, basically 5 cent or so. This thing found support right around that 5-6 cent, and that would correlate. Let me put a horizontal line on the chart. Let's see here. What's your thoughts on Casper? Let me know down in the video comments. Give me your 1 year target for Casper. Horizontal line. So we found support down in here for Casper, basically right there. And you could see that that was a really nice double bottom off of these July 21 lows. Found a bottom there, came back, tested it, and then we had a massive rally to the upside. So we basically moved from the bottom to the top. Looks like about 90% or so. Very, very nice rally. Currently, we are sitting down off these highs here, I should say. I think it's like 50%. 40% so far. So even from that move, it's a 40% discount. Anyways, back to what I was saying. So if the price continues to slide here, well, we have this area down in here at this 5 cent or so, which is that white horizontal line, which correlates us with this low over here. And a lot of support came in for this asset over in here. And then once again in March, a lot of support came in for this. We will see. This thing is on a pretty good slide to the downside. So that is one area, I should say. Now let's take the fibs, and we're going to take this move over here. So we're going to take this high and this low, and we'll draw some Fibonacci's on the chart. And the reason why I'm using this area is because before before this move played out here, we took that swing high, that swing low, and it gave us some of these projections here for before that move played out. So that's what we're going to use. And you can see where we're sitting at right now is we are sitting right at a fib level. We're sitting at the 0.236 Fibonacci level. So this is pretty much our last line in the sand using this move here. If this fails, then you're heading down basically to the low of that move, which, like I said, is down on that mid 5-cent level. Let me zoom in a bit here. You can see we're basically right at that fib level. None of these other fib levels held. The 382 tried to hold on the 25th of April. The, what was that? 25th, 26th, and then it really broke down on the 27th, and so far heading to the downside. So let's see, does the 236 hold, and do we finally get a move higher? Well, we'll know soon enough. If not, the chances are favoring even much more downside action down to this 5-cent area. So that is what I see on Casper, at least on the short term. Probably not what you want to hear, but can't ignore what the charts are saying. Once we broke this area in here, this was not a good sign. Let's see, basically right, not the cleanest, but basically right in here, which was also at a fib level. That was not good. It would have been nice to see some support there. This has a little funky head and shoulders look to it. Not perfect, of course. So that is what I see. I see the 5-cent area. And then right now we're sitting at a fib level. So if we could bounce here, that would be great for the bulls anyways. Let's see. Let's take a look at something else here. Kind of refresh your mind. Now understand that taking a larger view here at Casper, we're in one giant sideways accumulation zone. So anything in between the bottom and the top of the zone is just noise. And it is a giant basing structure. It has a Wyckoff accumulation pattern look to it. Very interesting. So if we take this swing high and the swing low, basically right in there, Casper is still well below its 236 Fibonacci level. Go back, look at different assets and history. When assets are below this level, history favors they are in a good area to accumulate and they have a lot of upside potential. So you might be worried about these moves in Casper to the downside, but if you take a more of a longer term approach, you're well below the 236. And when assets are below the 236, they are in a good area to accumulate. And history does say that down the road, they will be at much higher prices. So keep that in mind for a longer term Casper view here. Of course, not financial advice, but you can see that when you're under the 236, which is basically when it's at near its lows for a particular move, this thing has been on the market for a year or so. So we have that higher range and then the lows. You can accumulate Casper when it's up in here at the higher fib levels, or you can accumulate Casper when it's down in here, 95% off its highs, near its lows. Doesn't mean it's going to work, but the odds would favor that looking at history and different assets and different projects. So that is that. Let's see how far this thing slides. Like I said, we are sitting right now at a 236 fib level using a smaller move. Will it find support there? We will know soon enough. And then if it does not, heading down to meet back up with these lows over in here. Maybe we'll put a triple bottom in. Who knows what will happen. we undercut that, it's either going to be a shakeout or it's not going to be a shakeout. And if it's not a shakeout, we're heading down to these lows over in here, which is that 3 cent. That would be quite the haircut here. A lot of support though at that 5 cent area. So that would be nice if that held. That's for sure. Let's take a look over here at a weekly chart for Casper. Switch things up a bit. So you can see not too much trading history on this thing, just about a year or so. And you could see on the weekly time frame that the support that comes in, you have support over in here. And then we put in that double bottom in March, and we're heading back down to there. Perhaps a little back test before a move higher. Will that happen? Well, that would be great if it did. We'll have to have some patience here. But like I said, we are in nothing but a big sideways accumulation, Wyckoff accumulation pattern. And at some point, this thing will break out of this pattern. There is a lot of energy built up. You can think of bases like a spring, and at some point, it will break. So have some patience here, not financial advice, but you could see when you take a longer term approach that we're just ping-ponging in between the top of the range and the bottom of the range. And at some point, the price will break and we will continue higher here. But right now we are in a great area, at least I think, for accumulating this project. So you got to be a contrarian sometimes, step up to the plate, take advantage of these low prices. Of course, does not mean it won't go lower. You got to figure out how you want to manage your risk, but I would rather be accumulating it under the 236 and near its lows than when you get up in here to that quarter range or so, even though that probably still won't be a bad area to buy some if you expect it to go up into the multi-dollar range. But when you can get it at 5 to 6 cents, I think I know where I would rather be picking some up. But like I said, you just don't know how low these things can go. So that is my thoughts here on Casper. Continue to slide down 3.4%. Keep your eye on that fib level. We'll throw that up there again. Just right there. Basically trading below it at the moment. If it continues to slide, then I would expect Casper to head for the lows, if not somewhere in this range here. That would be quite ugly. But who knows what they have planned here. But keep your eye on that. Keep your eye on that low. And if it's a better approach for you, take a step back, look at the longer term view, and maybe you can try to pick up some more shares here while we're still well below the 236 Fibonacci level. So, all right, guys, that's going to wrap it up here for Casper. Keep your eye on that fib level, that 236, basically trading at or slightly below at the moment. If we really start to see some red candles here, then I would look for some support to step in right down in here. You could be down here before you know it. So keep your eye on that. And will it stop there? Well, it has twice now. So will it stop there for a third time, or will that third time be a massive break below it? We will have to see, but trade accordingly and just have some patience out there. And I will catch you guys in the next video. Go ahead and consider subscribing. Let me know your thoughts on Casper and the markets, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Take care.